is the Chiefs starting out 0-2 for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era.
Not the glorious king.
Downfall.
Not the greatest there ever was, there ever will be.
Downfall.
And
I've
it's
been
crazy.
waiting for this.
It's crazy the Broncos lost, man. 2-0.
Yo, they have not won a game.
You're not the
In
Chargers,
months.
buddy.
It's been months.
You better hope the Raiders don't win because I'm rooting for the Raiders tonight. Like,
The
it's my
Chargers are
job.
gonna win.
Let's go Raiders.
If the Raiders win, they're 2-0.
They have the most
I
losses
don't care.
in 2025.
If
Fuck the
Raiders,
Chargers,
if
pal.
the Raiders win, the
They're my
Broncos
real
might
threat.
finish fourth in the division.
Like who? The
Both
Chiefs? The
teams
Chiefs?
are,
No, not the
might
Chiefs.
Who
be-
are 0-2?
Definitely not the
And
Chiefs.
they're 0-3 on the way,
Yes,
maybe?
Definitely
Who
not
they
the
playing
Chiefs.
next
team
week?
without a
I
W.
Lions?
put everything I own
Down.
on them not
They play
finishing fourth.
the Giants.
Giants. Okay.
It's gonna
It's
be
a good
ugly.
bounce back game.
It's
They
gonna
have
be,
not-
It's gonna be a one-score game for sure. It's gonna be a one-score
Yeah,
game.
that
Maybe I need
primetime
to be in
game-
attendance.
They
for
have
that.
not won a game since it was cold outside. Like, that's how long the Chiefs... They have not won a game since then, bro.
It's the first 3-game losing streak of Patrick Mahomes' career.
Belt?
Pretty hilarious.
Week 1,
Yeah, I was gonna say Eagles being two of them.
Belt?
Jalen Hurts being two of them.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
I knew that was gonna get
Drew, they had a whole. They were talking about it during the game. They were like, "Yeah, Kelsey was talking about he has to be better. We have to fight and be tough and walk into this game with some aggression." Yeah,
Cap.
yeah.
Week 1
Then he
was much
drops the
different than
ball.
Week 2. I think for the Chiefs, Week 1, I thought the Chargers pretty much controlled the entire game. I thought the Chargers were just the better team overall.
Cleared them.
Even though KC had a chance at the end, they just couldn't get a stop. With the Eagles, it was much different. I don't know why the Eagles' offense is so bad. I don't think it should be as bad as it is. They play offense like the Chiefs play offense, and the Chiefs got nobody out there. The Eagles have 2 Pro Bowlers in AJ and Smitty. They have an all-pro running back in Saquon Barkley. They got one of the best offensive lines in football. They have a good quarterback. There's no reason why their offense should look this sluggish, but you can't even really blame Hurts because when he's at the top of his drop, there's really nothing open.
He had time.
There's nothing there. And he is standing in that pocket for a long time because that offensive line protects for a long time. And there's just nothing that opens up. Spags blitzed the hell out of him, trying to get pressure on him. He did the same thing with Justin Herbert the week before. I thought it worked better this week because the Eagles offensive coordinator didn't have the answers that Greg Roman had last week. But overall, I just think it's another game where the Chiefs offense is just not good. It's just not enough playmakers around Mahomes. Mahomes isn't making the plays necessary. He's not being perfect. And I think that's his knock, is that he's missing some throws and he's not standing the best in the pocket. But I'm not that worried about the Chiefs because I don't think this is the team they're going to be. If this was their roster and how they came into the year with this roster, then I'd say, okay, it's pretty much over. But they're getting Rashee Rice back. Xavier Worthy is going to play next week. They're getting their weapons back. And most importantly, they're getting Rashee Rice back. I think if they get Rashee Rice, things will start to look back on track. But right now, the positives that I see is that the offensive line looks good. Josh Simmons allowed 0 pressures.
What a tackle to save a touchdown as well yesterday.
Yes, he was moving. He was awesome. Like, he didn't allow any pressures. The offensive line looks good. So at the very least, the left tackle situation feels like Mahomes is more comfortable back there. And really, it's just a game of margins. Travis Kelce dropping that easy slant that ended up being an interception. Makuba, great instincts by him. But that was really the biggest swing in the game right there. And then the Chiefs defense couldn't get enough stops. But I thought it was a very ugly back and forth game. This is not going to be the team that the Chiefs are going to be at the end of the year. I think they're going to get better as the year goes. And the one thing I'm looking to see the most is if they're going to make a trade, because I think they need a running back desperately. They cannot run the ball. And not being able to run the ball against the light boxes that they see is just embarrassing. Pacheco doesn't have vision. Kareem Hunt has vision, but no burst. Brashard Smith is a 7th-round pick. I think they need to get a serious upgrade at running back. It'll really open up their offense. And the Tyreek Hill reunion might happen. I wouldn't doubt that. It can happen.
A Tyreek Hill reunion would break my spirit. It would crush me.
Had to bookmark it because I saw it earlier. The Chargers, speaking to your Eagles offense thing, had success against the Chiefs defense. They did a lot of ball motion, play action, all that good stuff. We did none of that. Shotgun equals pass, pistol, run, like nothing of what the Chargers did. One could argue that the Kelsey drop was just as vital to the game as Mahomes' overthrows. One could legitimately argue
not
that.
even close.
Because
Taekwon was literally
that's a
booty
touchdown.
butt naked.
a few of them were
But on
touchdowns.
that same drive that Mahomes missed Thornton on, he also threw a touchdown to Thornton.
Both are big
They
plays.
ended up getting 7. I can't really be mad.
The Kelsey one was the biggest swing in the game.
But I would
my
say-
goodness, it was awful.
I would say, just speaking from the Chiefs' point of view, played a tough game, man. It was a really tough game. You know, it
Had
looked
him
like
sweating a little bit.
no shot.
KC was about to win.
Didn't feel like that at all. Defense was on go. The only thing that was pissing me off was Mahomes' legs. Him having to use his legs. I thought he was amazing in that department because obviously he couldn't throw the ball, but he was doing really great at just breaking out, getting 20 to 30 yard runs. Being explosive. And knowing when to run because I think
He's so
that's
good
really
at that,
important.
man.
Yeah, because he's not good at other things.
Also, very quietly, he has a sneaky good touchdown celebration.
He does.
What other things is he not good at?
Huh? What happened?
Mahomes. What he's not good at?
I saw your tweet. You was like his deep ball accuracy is washed. You
It's
said that.
regressed.
We've been here.
Yeah,
Been saying that for years.
No, yeah, it's regressed.
Maybe the arm
For sure.
talent isn't there anymore.
No, the arm talent is 100% still there.
I know, I'm just saying. But in terms of the
Doesn't look the
Chiefs,
same.
yeah, Rashee Rice comes back. Xavier Worthy playing next week.
Bold.
Interesting.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Interesting. I don't know
He
how
said
that's
he
going to
could
look.
play. He could
He
play
practiced
next
last Friday.
Yeah,
so.
that's interesting. I want
week.
to
I
see how
think
he
they just
looks.
didn't play him against Philly, which is understandable.
That also makes sense. Kelsey washed.
He looked good yesterday.
He did have a couple. Yeah,
He
had a
looked
couple
all
weeks where
right.
He looked decent.
He
Cooper had
had
a bad day.
The issue is
He's just not.
his issue is he can't get open. But yesterday he was getting open. The one thing he doesn't do, he did, and he dropped the ball.
Yeah, I just don't think that's going to be sustainable for 16
Was
games.
the ball behind him? Or I'm tripping.
The drop?
Uh-huh.
No.
No, I think it was. I think he just.
Oh,
I
was
think
it
it was like
dive?
a hit right here.
From Ian Rappaport. Xavier Worthy out week 2, looking good to play week 3.
So he's going to play with like a cast, well, not a cast, but like something on that shoulder. I'm assuming.
Yes, he's gonna play with on edge.
It's
On edge.
scary. It's
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah.
scary.
I get that. That's going to be nuts. Chiefs, man, they're just devoid of talent. I think defensively, what I saw is, Spags did throw a ton of blitz. I thought Jalen Hurts handled the blitz really well. Also, like you mentioned, the offensive line gave them so much time. Like, I mean, this offensive line, talk about it a lot. It's one of the best in the league. And the Chiefs, they need help in corners too. I really feel like although they locked up Philly's offense, I do think that's more play calling than Philly's actual offense. I do think they're going to just need a little bit more help just because going off the Chargers game a little bit, how they were getting beat out there too, especially by guys like QJ and stuff like that. The pass rush wasn't all the way there too. I feel like Jalen Hurts had so much time. Granted, you are playing one of the best offensive lines in football, but just not enough juice. And I think the talent gap was there. Whether Rashee Rice comes back and he's back to normal, whether Xavier Worthy comes back and he's playing injured or not, that's going to be a test. But with this division being so tough as it is, you got the Raiders, got the Chargers, you got Denver. I think for the Chiefs, it's going to be a wake-up call. We'll see how the reinforcements look. But with Mahomes, deep ball accuracy, like we talked about, kind of declining a little bit and him having to, use his legs a little bit more. Interesting to see how much longer he has to put the Superman cape on. Because I think 0-2, it's a tough way to go. I don't know how many teams come back from 0-2 and make the playoffs, but I'm sure the number is relatively low. But the Chiefs always get the benefit of the doubt.
He's gonna have to be Superman until week 6. Until Rashee Rice comes back, he's
What's
gonna
their
have
next
to.
4?
It's tough. They got the Giants. but
Giants, Ravens, Lions,
then,
and one more. In
This
there.
screams 1-5.
it does.
They can beat all those teams.
They cannot beat
They're
the
just
Ravens
gonna be.
right now.
They're gonna be in one-score games a lot. The Chiefs and Eagles. They kind of, or this version of the Eagles feels like what the Chiefs were the last couple of years, where it feels like it's the defense that's really going to be locked in for them, and it's an offense that just feels underwhelming. I don't know what Kevin Patullo did in the offseason. I don't know what he did in the preseason. I don't know what he did in training camp, but it feels difficult to misuse these type of players in this way. Like you have an all-pro in A.J. Brown. You have one of the best twos in Smitty, the best running back in football, the best offensive line, and a top 10 quarterback in Jalen Hurts. And the offense, it hurts to watch. Like this offense is putrid. I brought up the stat last week about how predictable they were. It was the same thing again this week. When they lined up in shotgun, 84% of the time, it was a pass play. If they weren't in shotgun, 95% of the time, it was a run play. Like, it feels so obvious and so easy from, again, an armchair quarterback, Monday morning, whatever you want to do. But, like, at the end of the day, you're a professional. You have a job to make the most out of what should be legitimately a top 5 offense in football. At the minimum, a top 5 offense if everything's like in the best offense in football. There's no excuse to not have a great offense. They're 21st in dropback EPA. Like, this offense for Philadelphia has been so underwhelming, and even still, it doesn't matter because the defense is elite and Saquon is great, and they're going to win a ton of games this year. It's just frustrating to watch because you know the potential. Like, you know the potential is every single week they could be blowing out teams by 20 plus points, which we've seen them do in years past, but it feels like, at least offensively, a 2023 year where, like, it just hurts to watch. And it's not going to be consistent week in and week out. And it's not going to be the offense we saw in 2022 or the offense we saw last year in 2024, which had some faults of its own. Just overall, pretty underwhelming. But I'm saying all that to say, you're 2-0. You beat the Chiefs. You beat the Cowboys. Those are two big wins. And we're all expecting them to win the division, go to the playoffs. So maybe it's a moot point, but just kind of big picture stuff.
I get that.
It feels like they need to improve. For the Chiefs, it feels like they can do something dramatic offensively, but you're right. They are getting back to the biggest pieces, Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy, I'm scared as shit with because he is one of the lightest, smallest receivers in the NFL. He has this pretty big shoulder injury, and he's just going to come back 2 weeks after, and it's going to be fine playing with the brace. Feels like you're playing with fire there, but I guess the alternative options is surgery, and you're probably going to be shut down for the year, so I guess it's better than nothing. Once you get Rashee back in week 7, that's going to be a big boost. But it still feels like you need something else to this offense because if you're really banking on Xavier Worthy to stay healthy for 20 weeks, because it's the Chiefs, you're not getting to week 18. You're getting to the first, second, third round, and hopefully the Super Bowl. You're banking on them to stay healthy for 20 weeks. Feels like a long shot. So whether it's going and making a trade for Tyreek Hill, which we've seen rumors for, or making a move at running back, because I think either way you need to make a move for running back because there's no one there that gives you any sort of life or enthusiasm. It's a bunch of guys that are either past their prime, rookies, or Isaiah Pacheco, who is, a bottom 5 to 10 starter in the league right now. So I come away from this game thinking, wow, like, these are two teams that we expected to be in Super Bowl contention, but it's two offenses I really don't feel great about. And Kansas City defensively to start off the year, it's been underwhelming. I pulled some of the numbers earlier. Let me just pull it up here again. Defensively, they are dead last in defensive success rate and 25th in EPA per play. The Philly was able to sustain some drives. They weren't, having chunk plays or anything, but they were pretty consistently able to move the ball against them. So if we're talking about Kansas City, whose defense has regressed from last year and offense has regressed from last year, this feels like, it's not surprising that's the first time Mahomes' career that he starts off 0-2.
I'm going to enjoy the misery of Kansas City until Rashee Rice comes back. Once Rashee Rice comes back, I feel like it'll be back to reality. Things will get more consistent with Kansas City. For now, I'm enjoying them being terrible on offense. It's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying watching Mahomes have to really scratch and claw to have his team be in games and good. Still fall short. It's been great as a fan of the Broncos. It's been great as a hater of Mahomes.
We're here.
It's awesome.
I've loved every bit of it.
For the Eagles, I'm not thinking too much about this game. I get that the offense is underwhelming, and Dels and Joel, you obviously are talking very accurately. You have too much talent for this team to be as inconsistent as it's been on offense, and I'm using a very kind word there.
Just depressing how bad they are.
You have AJ, you have Smitty.
It's terrible.
Even if AJ isn't the best version of himself right now, the most healthy version of himself right now.
Nah, he's super healthy, bro.
You have Saquon Barkley, the best running back in football. You have one of the best offensive lines in football. You have a top 10 at the minimum quarterback in Jalen Hurts. What's going on? What's going on with this offense? It really does make no sense to me. However, 2-0. You guys last year didn't start off the greatest. After the bye week, you guys came back and it was definitive. Best team in the league. Backed by your defense and Saquon Barkley, but regardless, you guys were a dominant team. You went up against the Cowboys. They gave you a good test and a good fight, and you still were able to come away with the win. You go up against Kansas City, and it does not matter who Kansas City goes up against. They're going to be in a good game against them regardless, outside of the Eagles Super Bowl. But the Eagles were still able to weather the storm and win the game. They are better. If they would have lost the game, it would have been disappointing, and I think we would be talking about the Eagles more so than we would be talking about the Chiefs. Because, again, right now, I'm not overreacting to the Chiefs losing and being 0-2 because we know who they are, especially once they get healthy. But for the Eagles, it's weird again. They're 2-0 and people are talking negatively on them because we expect more out of the Super Bowl champions.
That's kind of what it was last year too with the Eagles.
It was.
Every week was something that was being talked about.
Bengals over us. We had sometimes the Saints could beat us.
Bottom 10 quarterback in
Bottom
the
10
league.
It was a lot of shit talking
AJ
every
Brown,
week.
you know, said the offense wasn't good.
Yeah, and then eventually we just had to go out there and win the bowl. Packers winning, beating us, shit like
And we
that.
talked about it before the show, but I don't think we mentioned it on the show. This game is going to be the reason the tush push gets banned. What did you say? 11 times they were in it? Or 11%
They ran it
of
11
plays?
times, 11% of their plays.
It
they ran
was,
it.
I mean, Jesus. I get it. It's 3rd and 1. You got to make something happen. But the Eagles have been in 3rd and 1s before, and I don't see them doing it. It's because they can't move the football. I'll give the offense coordinator that. He's self-aware. It's 3rd and 1. I have 2 tries for the tush push, or I got to find something on this play sheet. None of it's fucking working. So, yeah, we're going to run out the tush push 2 times, and it's going to get you a first down. So I can't be mad at it. But, man, this was a game that I've always been anti-tush push, and I still generally am. But if it gets to a point where Philly's running it 11 plus times, 10 plus times a game, and on top of it, you have the, offside / false starts from these guards that are just completely unfair, then yeah, the NFL is going to step in and do something.
Yeah, I think so too. They were offsides on 4 or 5 of them. I think that it's just, Dean Blandino talked about on the broadcast that as a referee, it's just very hard to officiate the play. And that's why they might end up banning it, just because they can't really tell all the time who's going offside, who's not going offside, because everybody is just so close together and they're cramped. And just the formation of it, it's really hard to officiate it. So I wouldn't be mad if it goes away.
Of course you would.
It's kind of annoying, man. Not the tush push. Everybody talking about it. Like, Jesus H. Stop it.
Only people mad about it is the people who can't stop it.
The thing that kills me, Riv, is that 31 other teams can try and do it.
They can't.
Do it.
They can't. Buffalo
Why
tries that
can't they
week.
do it?
Buffalo
They don't
tries that
have the
shit don't work.
players.
Yeah, that shit don't work, bro.
It's a skill issue.
It is.
It is ugly. Don't get me wrong, it's ugly.
If it
I
was a
agree with
cheating
you.
play, other teams would do it.
That is what bothers me.
It's not a cheating play, but they
It's
go
not.
offsides.
Nah, that shit is a cheating. If
They
they're not
don't
gonna call the
know if-
offsides
yeah, I
and we
was
can
gonna
do
say.
it, it's a cheating play. It's a cheating play as hell.
I just get upset at the rest of the teams crying over when they can do it.
I'd imagine week 3 they're going to be more on top of the false starts,
For
that
sure.
offsides, because you can make that adjustment in the season. You can't ban the play.
It's all about them
that
being
4th
consistent
and 1
about
that
it.
turns into 4th and 6 is going to hit like crack. It's like, okay, now throw the ball. Throw the ball for this first down. Earn this first down.
Punt the ball.
Earn this first down here. It'll be really.
I mean, it's
1 to
like
10, how worried about the offense? 1 to 10, how worried are you on the offense?
6.5. Well, passing offense, 6.5. I'm not worried about the run.
I mean,
offense.
passing offense was terrible last year, and you still won the Super Bowl.
I mean, you were dead last in pass attempts.
I was worried last year too, but it was better. Last year was better than this year.